Hi there, welcome back. This is Cusp of Beauty Tarot. This reading is for Capricorn Aquarius, about January 17th to 22nd. And I'm doing your bonus July 2020 reading. You can kind of say this is a timeless reading, so whenever you're watching this, this is a perfect time for you. I'd say maybe let it extend, out like 3-4 weeks, and if it's not relevant for you now, check back with it and see if it became relevant for you later. I am going to pull some cards on you and your person and what's going on energetically in a relationship that you might be thinking about. But before I do that, let me just do what I'm doing with the other signs right now, is read a little bit into what your sign is like. So the Capricorn Aquarius cusp sign is considered the cusp of mystery and imagination. And I'm going to be trying to manage the fact that I came outside and there's a bit of a weather front coming through, so hopefully no wind. I didn't bring much to anchor myself down here. It's really, it's the cusp of mystery and imagination. So many of you are actually creative types. And there, it's said that there's like never a dull moment around you, that you lead an exciting life or an eclectic life. Some of it, for those of you who are more extroverted, you might live that kind of life outwardly. Where there's drama in your life and there's, different sort of things happening, unusual sort of things happening. You make sort of those things happen in your life outwardly. Or for those of you that are a little more introverted, you might just have a really thriving imagination, and more of that fantastical side of you is expressed maybe in your own inner world, in your own imagination versus in your exterior life. So it's going to just depend on what kind of personality you have. But definitely imagination is a major theme for the Capricorn Aquarius cuspers. So even if you're more quiet or reserved or unassuming, those of you who are kind of that kind of personality, like I said, you might have a vivid imagination, and a fantasy life, and maybe you experience a lot of excitement just kind of in your private life, and you're just not really as exposed about that. So you'll know if you identify with that. As we've been talking about, every cusp has two conflicting sides, two elements, being influenced by your two adjacent signs. And in the case of Capricorn Aquarius personality, you have the earthly stability of your Capricorn side, and then you have more of the intellectual, and not flighty, but more of the thinker and mental and quick side of your Aquarius side. So conflicts can definitely arise for some of you between that conservative and radical influences, which are not easy to kind of like integrate. They're not easy. They're not always easy, to reconcile into one. So that could be some challenges that some of you have. Also, you might lack some empathy because you're lacking the emotional bend. You're more like earth or mental. You're, unless it's showing up other places in your chart, and it very well may be, you might be lacking empathy for some of you. And also, if your Aquarius side rules a little bit more, you could be a bit impulsive. Very prone to the unusual experiences, like we talked about, the enjoyment of vivid visual images. You might be someone who has a very active dream life, so that your fantasies and dreams are very vivid, and you think in color and dream in color, or just very vivid, like, you might wake up in the morning and then remember a lot of your dreams. Or if you don't, you probably could do that very easily, especially if you decide to journal after you wake up. Like right after you wake up, you might find that you tend to have fairly vivid dreams and fairly vivid fantasy life. For some people, their dream life can make their day-to-day life seem dull by comparison because they have such vivid dreams and fantasies. I don't know if you would identify with that. You can let me know. But for most people, you know, your fantasy world can be great ground for innovation, creativity, things like that. So whether you use it commercially or artistically, a lot of people on your cusp, Capricorn, Aquarius, have a penchant for creating, you know, creating and pulling that into their work and life or hobbies in some way. So, you know, whether it's symbols or ideas, you can bring illustration to things for your friends and associates, or even just to the world at large, depending on what your work is or depending on what kind of ways you spend your time. So you do have to, as far as advice goes, have an outlet for your creative pursuits and your creative energy. You need to try to communicate what you experience, not be discouraged by lack of understanding or by others' lack, you know, or criticism of the way you're thinking or creative or outlandish ideas. Don't be discouraged by that, and don't go off, you know, kilter when that happens. Just try to find the people that, you know, try to find your tribe and people that relate to that or understand you, you know? So, because not everybody will. We're all in that boat. Not everybody's going to understand us. So let's see what's going on. Oh, so for attraction, other cusp signs, probably Capricorn, Aquarius. You are generally attracted to mostly the two cuspers, Cancer, Leo, which is the end of July, and Scorpio, Sagittarius, which is the end of November. So now that it's getting really windy, let me see what I can do for you in terms of pulling some tarot on you and your person. Might be a little awkward. I've been shuffling a lot, so let's see what's coming up here. On your side, we have the Ten of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Emperor. And the base is the Four of Pentacles, and on your mind is the Queen of Pentacles. Wow, interesting. Interesting. So recently the Hanged Man. Yeah, you could have put yourself, so actually, you could have put yourself in a bit of a break because you're feeling overwhelmed about something when it comes to this relationship. You do want to nurture something. You do want to go forward. You want to take back control of your life. You are concerned about boundaries. If this Emperor is representing you, I see you as being, rats. I see you as being somewhat concerned about boundaries. I'm just going to read it, so you maybe want to do a little more listening to try and mitigate the wind here. You might be concerned about boundaries and being in control in your own life, and your Queen of Pentacles, your Four of Pentacles, and your Emperor is saying to me that if life has been at all overwhelming recently, you want to gain back control in your life. They actually have the same exact center card, the Ten of Wands. Recent past, the Lovers. Future, the Ten of Pentacles. At the root, they have the Nine of Pentacles. Interesting. They went from the 9 to the 10, and on their mind is the 8 of Swords. So they're feeling some stress. It could be about a decision when it comes to this particular relationship. They could have experienced just some anxiety and stress. It could be that they just have a lot going on. The two of you might be facing similar kinds of external forces, burdens, or just respectively, you both could be working really hard right now. I don't know why, even though this person feels stress on their mind and they're maybe feeling like a little bit more antsy, I think the two of you actually might have sort of a similar goal here to figure out a way to nurture and give and partner. I mean, with the Queen of Pentacles, and they could be the Emperor, there's a, you know, you two would be like potentially a really strong couple to me. I mean, they have lovers in the recent, they may be trying to make a decision around a family, whether to move forward in a family situation or some kind of family situation is on their mind, or with you. You two are almost, in my view, perhaps have the potential to be a couple for sure, if you're not already. They may have recently been thinking about independence, and that's their push-pull, like having a really strong feeling about you, but recently they're concerned about keeping their independence in some way, not being too tied down, but that doesn't mitigate that they want commitment, partnership, and that sort of thing. I just think that's their push-pull, is making a decision around, are they just at nature kind of freedom-loving? Does it feel overwhelming to them to have the family commitment? Because I see in their near future is this kind of vision of the whole family structure. And for you, you have on your mind the Queen of Pentacles, which is very much like a partner, a nurturing partner, whether it's in a love relationship or in a business relationship, very giving, very logical, very powerful, and the Emperor. So the two of you are very powerful. One more card on their side. You could be a powerful couple if you decide to make this work. I'm not sure why I keep saying that. One card on their side is the Tower. Some structures might have to change. Maybe the Ten of Wands has to just kind of come crashing a little bit, or they have to get over some fears, or they just have to kind of get off the dime and make a decision. But it's not that the Tower is a terrible thing. Four of Wands. It's like, in order to go forward with a better structure, when it comes to the two of you, something might have to change for this stable Four of Wands to happen on their side, which is interesting. And on your side, if I just pull a couple more cards on your side, let's see. Whoops, sorry. Capricorn, Aquarius. What's coming on to your side? Wow. I mean, they have the Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Wands and the Lovers. It's making them a little nervous and a little overwhelmed. On your side, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. And they have the Ten of Pentacles. You definitely are thinking similarly. It could be overwhelming to you as well. So you two are going to have to each do some soul searching. You're going to have, this is very interesting to me. I see the Tower as cutting away things that can't last to get to solid ground. And I see with your Queen of Swords, you want to cut away at things that are not necessary to get to the truth or get to solid ground. And then you both would feel better. So a truthful conversation might need to happen. Some rejigging of old patterns. Maybe you both need to hit the wall with this Ten of Wands that you're both carrying, but you both have Ten of Wands, you both have Ten of Pentacles. There's a Queen of Swords and a Tower here. That means a bit of a cutting of away and getting to something more solid. So I think in many respects, you two are thinking, similarly about this. Strong connection with the Lovers, for sure. They might feel stronger in some respects than even you do. But you both have somewhat of an independent streak, and you're both protecting and blocking in a way that you want to make sure it's the right decision, it's gone about the right way. They've got their freedom-loving Nine of Pentacles here, and you've got your taking care of your boundaries, Four of Pentacles here. So I just see this as very commensurate with each other. So if this aligns with you, let me know. Please drop me a comment. Sorry I messed up the cards here. I just feel like any second they're going to blow away, so I have to kind of rejig this. But let me know what you think. If you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and subscribe to get more cusp readings. And I will also do some pickup piles for sure very soon. Hope you're doing well. Enjoy your July, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.